drink, got my CBD gummy, got my underwear on. Time to do a podcast, okay.
Yeah, Peter.
Welcome to your tall.
Peter.
Welcome to your tall, but I'm
Mr.
standing in front of you.
Okay, Mr. Thiel. I'm
right,
sorry,
sorry.
but
Ethan, we're doing the pod.
you made an obligation. You understand?
Welcome to your tall, but I'm standing in front of you.
Like you
The
have
podcast.
all of our pictures in the underwear. This is part of the deal.
Is it who's on the phone? Ethan, who's on the phone?
I'm talking. This is Peter. Peter Thiel. He's our dude.
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
rock solid. That's rock solid. Like, let's just do the pod.
Pete. He's the other guy. Devin is the other co-host.
The short guy.
I know his blood isn't as good, but it's still like decent. No, it's Devin.
Yeah.
Your mom's not Italian, right?
No. My dad is Italian. Is that worse or better?
No, he didn't mean it, Peter. It's like
I'm
figurative
kidding,
Italian.
Pete. I'm
it's
killing.
Figurative Italian.
Pete, we joke. You know us. We joke.
Hello?
We joke.
Hello?
Oh fuck, dude.
God damn it.
Dude, why didn't you prep me on the Italian question?
You've had so many years. I can't. This is not on me.
Okay,
This is
so-
not on me.
So
he's
what
gone.
is left?
He's gone.
Okay, so what is left in our funding? Like, so underwear's gone.
Yeah.
Coke gummies are gone.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real with you. Art has not moved.
Isn't
Mr. Garfunkel.
that preventing art from moving forward? Did you tell him that?
I
like
literally verbatim told him that.
so like none of the art puns worked.
Like I literally threatened violence
I
against
thought
him.
he was really susceptible to like lyrical play and puns based on his history with the other guy.
Oh, we're broke. No more good movies, I guess.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought this was gonna be a new era for us.
I never thought that it would happen, but Citizen Kane has ruined us.
Man, so, how can we possibly find a movie that is like the perfect the perfect balance of like bad and good that could possibly bring our audience back? Because we are like hemorrhaging listeners after that episode.
Devin, I think it's time for the nuclear option.
What's that? You're tall, but I'm standing in front of you.
It's a podcast.
Welcome to You're Tall, but I'm Standing in Front of You, the podcast where two friends circling the drain of academia examine the cultural detritus of the 20th century. I'm Devin.
And I'm Ethan.
How's it going, buddy?
Going great.
I'm glad. We're in person this week, everybody.
Yeah.
We are in the absolutely legitimate state of Delaware.
Welcome.
We were driving in. Ethan picked me up from the state of Pennsylvania, where
Yep.
I live.
Yep.
And
I'm just saying yep as I turn up my volume as I fix my volume. Okay.
and as we crossed the there's this part of the highway where you it becomes Delaware, and then there's just furniture stores everywhere that clearly just exist, so people that don't want to pay sales tax can hop over the border, and there's like a jeweler.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a moment like that, and you're like, man, this great American experiment is really working.
That's it.
Federalism. So this week we read the Federalist Papers, and we'll be reading and discussing them, right? Now, Ethan, tell tell the listeners what we watched this week.
We watched The Mummy, which is a suggestion I had for a bit of time for us to watch. The 1999 film The Mummy, not the like Abbott and Costello version, not the Tom Cruise version, the good version.
Yeah. And I had never seen this before.
That's so surprising. What were you doing in 1999?
I guess I was seeing The Matrix. I don't know. It's just one of those things, Didn't see it.
Okay.
And then at a certain point, the sequels are coming out. This is like before, the streaming era. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to see the sequel. I don't know what's going on, And then The Mummy did something that I want to give it a lot of credit for, which is it like went away, and I didn't have to think about it for a long time.
Yeah.
But we went back to it, and it really is like it's kind of like in this. I think these last gasps of a kind of movie that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah.
And I think the inability of the Tom Cruise Mummy to take off at all is maybe a little exemplary of the fact that and the failure of the Dark Universe, which we really should do a episode on the Dark Universe at some point. But we're just like a couple years before Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and X-Men, and there was something, we'll get into the intricacies of this movie, but there was something, even though I had never seen it, there was something nostalgic about watching this movie, I thought.
Yeah. I guess, should I give us the run through?
Yeah, sure.
That I have not prepared ahead of time.
We'll get through it.
Yeah. So we watched, as I said, The Mummy from 1999, directed by Stephen Sommers and starring the indomitable Brendan Fraser as the protagonist, Rick O'Connell. This is a movie which does a few things. First off, it reaffirms the validity of Egyptian religion as the one true religion right off the bat, which I appreciate. It gives you a beautiful blend of, good old-fashioned British imperialism, but with that American flair to it, Yeah. Like, it's because you wonder, how could British imperialism be even better?
Yeah.
And the answer is an audacious American character.
Yeah. It's like a buffalo chicken pasty.
Yeah. It's a winner. So basically, this is the story about Imhotep. Imhotep's a real bad hombre.
Thebes, city of the living, crown jewel of Pharaoh Seti I. Home of Imhotep, Pharaoh's high priest, keeper of the dead. Birthplace of Anaxunamun, Pharaoh's mistress. No other man was allowed to touch her.
She is, I suppose, having an affair with Imhotep.
Yeah, who's the priest.
Yeah. He's not supposed to fuck the pharaoh's wives.
Yeah, I mean you go into Egyptian high priest, it's a paid training.
It's literally like the second hieroglyphic. It tells you don't fuck the pharaoh's wife.
Yeah, no, it's number 2 with a bullet.
Yeah. And yet they do. The pharaoh realizes it, so Imhotep's like, I'm gonna kill you, which he does. La-di-da. Ankh-Sunamun commits suicide, but she's like, you're gonna bring me back though, right, Imhotep? Right? You're gonna call.
Yeah. And he's like, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So they torture him, but they're like, listen, here's the deal. We're gonna torture you and bury you alive, but here's your consolation prize.
The Magi would never allow him to be released. For he would arise a walking disease, a plague upon mankind, an unholy flesh-eater with the strength of ages, power over the sands, and the glory of invincibility.
If later somebody brings you back from the dead, you're going to be a plague upon all mankind.
Yeah, like they're like, instead of just killing you normally, we're going to curse you because I guess that's worse for you, but you also get to be an immortal weird guy that could theoretically be released. It's like, it honestly sounds like something you would sign up for because it's like, at least there's a chance.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
But so that happens.
Yeah. Fast forward to the 1920s. Not because I don't. You might know more than me, but does anything happen in Egypt between that and the 1920s?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So in the 1920s, fast forward, the French Foreign Legion is in the city of the dead where Imhotep had been buried.
Yeah, they're like already there, and it's apparently like the entire film hinges on how this is like an impossible place to find, but that like Brendan Fraser is able to find because he was already there, but it never explains how he got there in the first place.
Right.
Much like it doesn't explain why he's in the French Foreign Legion.
Right.
But yeah, we see them fighting who we later realize are like the Egyptian like defenders of this city, that their whole point of existence is to like keep Imhotep from coming back.
And for 3,000 years, we, the Magi, the descendants of Pharaoh's sacred bodyguards, kept watch.
But we are basically like, the movie is leading us to like root for the French Foreign Legion in this battle, and it's just like, it's just like they're just like shooting guns at these Egyptian guys. Like, you know, why are they doing this? No, don't think about it.
Because they're the bad
guys. The movie
guys.
doesn't want you to
those are
think
the
about
bad
it.
guys,
Yeah.
and Brendan Fraser's the good guy. I don't understand what more there is to say. They hold off this horde of like Arabic horsemen that are attacking them. Unclear reasons what this conflict is.
Yeah, it's very like in media res. You know, like...
Yeah. So like they skip. I appreciate because like they get right into it. You know, like they skip the scene where the French Foreign Legion like burns down those people's village and murders like all of the women and children.
Yeah.
So they get us right to the battle where we just assume that these horsemen that are attacking them are like the baddies that are like have decided to attack them in the desert for some undisclosed reason. Don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, there's also another group of like locals that are defenders of not waking up Imhotep.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that. So they're like, if shit goes down, we're ready to pounce, but like we'll let them do the thing.
Okay, see, I misread this scene because I thought, because they're watching from like on high, the Imhotep defenders, and I thought they were like more watching from on high in like we are like the general's way, but I now realize like, okay, so there's like a skirmish happening.
That's what
and
I
they're
thought.
on the fringe. You're right. I just
Okay.
misread it because the film is so uninterested in giving you any information about what this battle actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and we should say we establish in this battle scene the character of Benny, played by Kevin J. O'Connor.
Yeah.
Who is supposed to be on Rick's side, on Brendan Fraser's side.
But he's a coward.
And like they literally like the opening dialogue of each character is like Brendan Fraser being like, "Are you with me?" And like Benny's, "Yeah."
Daddy! You're with me on this one, right?
Oh, your strength gives me strength.
And then like it's like fucking like he runs. Like,
yeah.
So establishing that like Benny is a coward and sort of like doesn't keep his word.
Yeah. They lose the battle, but before Brendan Fraser can be killed, his character, the horses get scared because it's a city of the dead. And so he's like left to like leave through the desert. And so the like defenders of not waking up Imhotep are like, oh, let him go wander off in the desert and die. But he doesn't. Fast forward a few years. We're introduced to Rachel Weisz's character.
Evelyn.
Yeah, Evie. and also her brother, Jonathan Carnahan, played by John Hannah, as I'm reading off the Wikipedia. She is a librarian, which, as we know from It's a Wonderful Life, like that is the most lowly of positions that a woman can have.
Yeah, no, it's only like the women that absolutely no man wanted to be with are forced to become librarians.
Yeah.
The most spinstery profession imaginable, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we get this fun establishing scene where she's like trying to put a book on a shelf and she knocks all the bookshelves down like dominoes. This movie's really into this movie establishes pretty early this sort of campy. It's like Indiana Jones, the way Indiana Jones pastiched earlier adventure serials. This is like pastiching the pastiche of adventure serials. So it's like look, all the bookshelves are knocking each other over like dominoes, and it's like, oh, I'm so clumsy, and how could you do this, kind of,
it's like silly. The scene is silly, but also it uses practical effects, which you would not, I think, see in it looks like they probably knocked over these big bookshelves.
Yeah, no, I mean, if this was happening in Thor 4, the sexless librarian would have caused 7 9/11s worth of damage, and then just been like, oh shucks, because she touched the orb of Thanos or something. And it would have cost $1 billion to make.
Yeah. But her brother stumbled upon a map to the city of the dead, Hamunaptra, and he's like,
this conveniently happens off camera.
Where did you get this?
Want to dig down in Thebes.
Yeah, no, he just found it. Don't fucking worry. He's got the map. We're gonna go to it. She runs it by her boss, Dr. Bay, and he's like, "Oh, why don't do that?" Oh, whoops! I lit the map on fire.
Yeah,
he's not being very subtle in the fact that he's clearly he's in on the gang of don't wake up Emotep. We're trying to dissuade them. We're like, we're gonna do it anyways. We know someone who knows how to actually get there. We've heard rumor of this guy who's in a prison. Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, who has long hair now.
He has long hair, so you know that he's been through a lot. They're gonna hang him. There's various scenes with the warden that are you get the really first explicit taste of oh, we're gonna be super racist about Arabs.
Yeah.
And so they play up oh, he's such a dummy, they're negotiating the release price
10%,
50%,
20,
40,
30,
25.
Deal.
Cut him down.
It's silliness, but just to emphasize oh, he's dumb.
Yeah, he's both greedy and dumb.
There's other various scenes where look at all these dumb locals, the hangman. It's
any last requests, pig?
Yeah, loosen the knot and let me go.
Yeah, man. Of course we don't let him go.
So just various establishing shots that the locals are dumb.
Yeah, I mean, to give the film a little credit, this also does appear to be a universe in which everyone is dumb. It's it is just sort of a cartoonish universe that almost works under cartoon physics.
Right.
When Brandon Fraser is hung, his neck doesn't break, and he lives for however long it takes for the deal to actually be made, right? This isn't this film isn't trying to be realist or anything.
Yeah.
But you combine its depiction of the Arab characters with its seemingly pathological resistance to casting Arab actors.
Yeah.
That part of it doesn't age too well.
No. But eventually they agree okay, you release him from prison, he'll guide us, and you'll get a cut on the treasures of this city of the dead. So they all do that. They all get on a boat down the Nile.
Yeah, and the warden comes because
Yeah.
he like wants to keep an eye on his investment.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're introduced to some Americans who are also trying to find the city of the dead because, surprise, Benny's back. He's leading them there.
Yeah.
He survived the whole battle, and now he's like trying to make money off of these dumb Americans that want to go get rich off of Hamunaptra. But the guys that don't want to wake up Imhotep, they're like, shit's going down. So they hop on the riverboat, and I don't think they mean to catch it on fire. I think that's because like there's a fight and
Yeah, I think that
things
just
fall
kind of
over.
happens.
The boat
you know.
catches fire.
This is like
there's
this
a
movie
shootout.
has the logic of like when you go to Universal Studios and you see that like Indiana Jones like prop
Yeah.
man like stuntman performance. You know what I'm talking about?
That's a Disney World. You
What?
dumb motherfucker.
No, that's Universal Studios.
You're wrong. Like you're straight up wrong.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
is Universal Studios. Like, come on,
Look at let's pause. Look it up.
I've been there, dude.
Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular at Walt Disney World. This one?
Damn,
Look.
that sucks. All right, so it turns out it is at Disney World.
Yep. All right. Moving on. I was there. So when I was in high school, we went to Disney World to like march down Main Street, like our high school band, which was like super
in protest
cool.
of the war in Iraq.
Yeah, the opposite of that. Which is obviously the funnest thing to do when your school like marching band uniforms are like blue and black, and it's 120 degrees, like Florida humidity. A bunch of people got like heat stroke trying to like march down. We're not paid, of course, because we're high schoolers, so Disney's loving this.
I mean, what's more American than having multiple high school students like almost die of heat stroke while being forced to march down Disneyland?
One of the things I always loved is like they give you a like pro Disney video before you do it, like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And they show like I remember they were doing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song, like dun 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 dun. But they're showing all of the properties that Disney owns on the screen just to emphasize that, like, no, actually, you think CBS, but like that is Disney. And they're showing all the things, and it's getting faster and faster, the things they're showing you, like frame by frame. And then it like explodes into the world, but with Mickey Mouse ears, to seemingly imply like we own the world.
That's not at all ominous.
Anyways, enjoy your march down Main Street.
Yeah.
So that was...
Don't fuck up.
That really stuck with me. I forget where... Oh, yeah, I went to the Indiana Jones thing there when we were visiting for that trip. But I still remember I was like the volunteer that they called on because I was like into Indiana Jones. I'm like, I want to do the volunteer thing. And then they asked, have you ever seen Indiana Jones? And my response was, oh, I've seen all three of them. Which I thought was being like, let me show them my knowledge. The fourth one didn't, or perhaps even now, exist. It didn't exist then. Yeah. So I was like, oh, I've seen every Indiana Jones, sir. So yeah, I got to do the little experience, like going down on the stage to.
Nice. Did you see this thing?
Just like exploited labor. Like they even like exploit audience members. Who wants to do the thing?
Speaking of, did you see this clip that was going around online recently of like just like the guy that, you know, plays Indiana Jones in that thing, just like not actually getting out of the way of the rock?
That's part of the show.
No, but like he didn't do it right, and like immediately like
They
like,
all run
everything
on.
Stopped.
They
and
all run
everyone
on
was
like, "Are you okay?" But the scene after that is that he jumps up, is like, "I'm fine." Because that's part of the show.
That seems
They got you.
very dangerous.
Yeah.
That part of the show
No,
is like how fate pretending
what's
the
really
guy's
yeah,
hurt.
it's like a prestige situation.
Yeah.
Where, like one of the Indiana Joneses dies and the other lives every show.
Just underneath Disney World, there are just like 10 million dead Indiana Joneses.
Oh. Okay, the Mummy.
Yeah, what was going on in this fucking movie? The boat's on fire.
Yeah.
And our point was that it's on fire for no particular reason. It's just like, this is a movie where things get knocked over.
We need to like move on from the
This
boat.
is a movie where like anything that happens is an excuse for like some fun kind of swashbuckling stuff to occur.
There's like various set pieces, you know? Like we have the boat scene. The Americans are in like a shootout. The British guy's like, Americans.
But then it turns out he's a little bit of a pussy.
Yeah.
So like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what happens after they're on the boat?
It's one of my favorite lines actually, which is Benny is like they end up on opposite sides of the Nile, and Benny's like,
"Hey, O'Connell! It looks to me like I've got all the horses!"
To which O'Connell responds,
"Hey, Benny! Looks to me like you're on the wrong side of the river!"
to which Benny's like, "Fuck," you know. So that's like I like that line. That's fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's fun. You're having fun.
And Benny's an interesting character to me because he's like this very like much like the film is trying to kind of do this like harkening back to like old kind of adventure serials and stuff.
Yeah.
Like Benny is very much almost this kind of like comic booky character in that like ironically in an MCU film which would actually be a comic book movie, this guy would be dead in the first 20 minutes.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
For
But
sure.
like he kind of has like this cats have 9 lives thing going on where like you know, he's like one of those characters who like keeps showing up again like Snidely Whiplash or something, you know, and he like he somehow always then is like you don't really like you're not following him in the way of like he's not a round character.
Yeah.
But he is always somehow showing up at the next big set piece.
Right.
Like he's somehow made it there.
Yeah.
And he will do the exact thing you expect him to do, which is like some traitorous cowardly bullshit.
Yeah, for sure. So they're on different sides of the Nile, but they got to get to the Hymenoptera by foot now. So they have to. I think the Brendan Fraser crew gets some camels from like a local trader, and
yeah, we get another one of these barter scenes in that too.
Yeah,
like, you know, it's really being in like the like like you know, and this we should say this is a very pre 9/11 film.
Yes.
Not in like that it's less racist than post 9/11 America against Middle Eastern people, but it is racist in a specifically pre 9/11 way where it's like, oh, look at these Middle Eastern people, they're like petty and they like and they're cagey and they engage in like unsavory deals.
Yeah.
But they are not like potential terrorists, right? Like it's
yeah.
very much the Desert Rose by Sting of movies. You know, it's this moment of like globalization pre 9/11.
Yeah. Yeah, it's essentially just like, oh, they're subhuman. Like that's the general vibe of the film.
Yeah, but we don't need to be afraid of them like terrorists.
No,
We
they're
just
harmless.
Need, you know, they're lesser, harmless little you know.
Like they
that's...
have the one scene where the one character's like, oh,
Never did like camels. Filthy buggers. They smell, they bite, they spit. Disgusting.
I think they're adorable.
and it cuts to the warden literally like spitting off the side of his camel, and it's like, oh, you're literally comparing the Arab guy to like animal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like very explicitly. So it's not a good look. Anyhow, they get to Hymenoptera. And when they get to Hymenoptera, you're never going to guess this. In the film The Mummy, guess what happens at Hymenoptera?
Everybody just gets along.
You'd think, but no. They Mummy. Mummy happens.
Should have known.
Mummy happens, man.
They open up a mummy, huh?
They do a mummy. We don't need to get into the details.
Yeah, there's weird shit. Like Ethan made the joke earlier, but like this movie does, in the universe of this movie, Egyptian religion is the correct religion. Like it's real.
Yeah.
Because it works. So, which is actually kind of it. That's actually, we'll get into this later, but it's kind of what's interesting about these kind of movies.
Yeah.
Like, they almost have to subvert themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But like they resurrect Imhotep.
Yeah, like the one group, the Americans. There's like an Egyptologist with them who's British, who's like the more serious character. They find the Book of the Dead, but then Rachel Weisz is like, "Oh, I noticed that this key that my brother found can unlock the book." So she just like opens it while the Egyptologist guy is sleeping, and she reads some lines that awaken the mummy. So she accidentally awakens Imhotep.
Yeah.
Which is the one thing you're not supposed to. Like, before this happened, the Don't Wake Imhotep crew shows up, and they're killing, like, some people, but then they stop, like, no more bloodshed.
Enough! A lot! You will shed no more blood. But you must leave. Leave this place or die. You have one day.
Where is the love?
Yeah.
And they're like, we're gonna not kill you anymore, but like, you need to leave. But also, like, take 24 hours.
Take some time, have some rest.
Yeah.
Like, these kind of movies always, not to be Mr. like plot hole, but like they always so much rely upon dudes just not communicating clearly. Like, guys who have sworn their entire lives to prevent Imhotep from resurrecting would literally rather let someone resurrect Imhotep than go to therapy, because they just don't have clear communication skills. Because they could just be like, listen, you can be in here, just do not do this one hyper-specific action that specifically will resurrect Imhotep.
Yeah.
That is bad, and you don't want to do that. And I think Rachel Weisz would probably be like, sure, there's plenty of things to read in here.
Yeah.
Like, I will read the other lines, except not the ones that resurrect Imhotep.
She does it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, like, the Don't Wake Imhotep cruise, Varys was like, can y'all just not awaken the mummy? And everyone's like, we're not going to awaken the mummy. And then they awaken the mummy. So, first off, the Don't Awaken Imhotep crew, like, they should feel bad, right? Like, that's like, this is like a 5,000 year long organization. Yeah. They have one job.
Yeah.
And they kind of fucked it up.
It reminds me, when I was in, I think it was like the 4th grade or something, I had this friend who, he came up to me and he was like, I want to tell you something, but you can't tell anyone.
Uh-oh.
And he was like, I'm deathly afraid of E.T., the extraterrestrial. And I was like, thank you for telling me that. I'm not going to tell anyone. And then I literally just walked to the next person and told someone. And by the time he walked into the room, the entire room knew. And he just like looked at me and he was like, what the fuck happened? And I was like, I told one person. But like, this is how the Don't Wake Up Imhotep crew feels. They feel betrayed. I'm sorry. I think your name was Ed. If you're a listener, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
about
Ed.
that.
So the mummy is awoken. The mummy is.
And he's gross.
Well, he's a mummy.
Not sexy yet.
No, he's not sexy yet.
He's like sand and like gross flesh CGI.
He's mushy.
Yeah.
So, but like he starts. All the Americans that opened up the thing where the curse is like, if you open this, just heads up. If the mummy awakens, he's gonna go after you. I guess like when they made that, like what if the timeline between the people getting the Book of the Dead treasure and awakening the mummy, like what if that doesn't happen in one lifetime? Did they think about that? It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter because it didn't happen. So withdrawn.
Yeah.
They're cursed, and the mummy's like, I'm gonna eat these guys to become a big boy, like a big real boy. Like he's gonna Pinocchio the situation. And so he finds one of the Americans and he gobbles him up, or at least he takes his eyes and his tongue. Yeah.
So he can talk and he can see.
Yeah.
Which is step one.
Yeah. That's like multiple modes of communication.
I know the listeners have read their Jacques Lacan. You know, you gotta talk and you gotta see.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's not looking good, but the American doesn't die. He gets away, and I guess everyone's just like, let's leave. This sucks.
Yeah. And then like the Americans are partying, and they're like, it sucks our friend doesn't have eyes or a tongue anymore.
Yeah.
But I guess it sucks for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he gets fucked up entirely after that. But
yeah, well, they go back to Cairo. They're like, oh, well, we're safe now, right? Because we're at a British fort in Cairo.
Yeah.
Nothing's what you think these dumb Arabs are gonna be able to attack the fort. We're safe.
Yeah, and then they find out that a very controversial film depicting the Prophet Muhammad has come out.
And all of a sudden, what happens next in this movie? So,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I will say this one thing: like the middle of the movie kind of lags. It went
this is
too
the thing,
long.
like,
It's too long.
You know, a lot of people, like, when I was, like, talking about this movie to some friends that have nostalgic memories of it, they were like, you know, we'll get into this, but they were like, what are you talking about? It's great. Like, this movie has some really dynamic parts, but yeah, the middle is, like, it's really, like, in, like, it's like we had a movie to find the mummy, and then we're gonna have a movie later, but we have this, like, weird interregnum period where the mummy has to like reconstitute himself.
Yeah,
but
so
everyone's
he's like,
just kind of like fucking around.
Yeah, he's like slowly killing the Americans to become more of a like sexy boy.
Yeah,
so...
he goes straight for the guy whose eyes and tongue he's already taken to the bullshit. Like this guy like survived somehow, and I was like, man, can't you take like different parts from each person? But it's weird because it's like he specifically needs to take this guy's eyes and tongue.
Yeah,
but then everyone else he apparently just needs like progressively more skin, I guess. Because he just like gradually becomes then to have more skin until he can no longer be CGI. It's basically just they're like, the CGI is really killing the budget.
Yeah.
And we need him to kill the American characters exist to be killed so the mummy can be like, I killed enough people that I now can be played by an actor instead of be CGI. And then he becomes played by like a South African guy.
Yeah.
Like literally like Arnold Vosloo.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking Afrikaner.
Yeah.
I like how they're like,
such a fucking
not only
South
are we
African
not
name.
gonna cast, we're not only going to not cast an Egyptian person, but what is like the ethnic group that exists in the world that you can least think about? Oppression and colonialism.
I can just imagine though the like talk at Universal Pictures. We're like, we're really proud of the African representation in this film.
Yeah.
For instance, Arnold Vosloo, who plays Imhotep, is an African actor.
Yeah. No, it's real like the fucking there's that one cyclist who was born in Kenya, Chris Froome.
Yeah.
And like so it's always like the first African-born cyclist to like win the Tour de France, and it's like, I mean, he was born in Africa, but you know, for very specific reasons. I think his dad was in the fucking State Department.
Oh,
or whatever.
cool. Mummy.
So the mummy he's got skin now.
Yeah.
The Americans are dead.
Yeah.
The Americans are trying to get some bourbon and they all die.
I don't know if we mentioned this, but Benny gets intercepted by the mummy at Hamunaptra. And he's like going through all of his like, he has like the Catholic cross. He has like various symbols of different religions. One of he does like a Buddhist thing, but it just sounds like he's doing like a Donald Trump trying to speak Chinese thing. It didn't sound sounded.
I mean,
racist,
the idea is like
but...
he's like he is like a huck because this character's Hungarian.
Okay.
And he is like a huckster, right? So he's like trying to be
survive.
like he's trying all the religions, but he reverts to a Star of David and speaking Hebrew at the end.
Yeah, to which the mummy's like, oh, the language of the slaves.
Yeah.
Because that's, because Egyptian history is just the Old Testament. Which again you hear, because then it's like the 10 plagues happen. So it's literally just like, oh yeah, it's like Exodus. So we're going through the plagues. The plagues are happening in Cairo.
Yeah.
Not even the British fort is safe. Which is, really terrible. When you realize, like, I'm not safe in my imperial stronghold in the middle of this colonial settlement, that's when you realize, like, wow, the gloves are off. Like, anything can happen, When you're not safe there, you're not safe anywhere.
Yeah, it's really the wide Sargasso Sea of 1990s action movies.
The thing that really, like, gave me pause and, like, really, I was like, well, the stakes are raised when Imhotep like literally strolled into at the British fort, the McDonald's, and ordered like the like double Big Mac. And when the person was like, we don't do double big, like, I could give you 2 Big Macs, but we don't do like McDouble Big Macs. That's not a real thing. And he just like straight up sucks the skin off of that.
Yeah.
You realize, like, nothing is sacred at this point.
Safe. You can't even get the same menu that you expect.
Right.
Like,
and that's like the tabernacle of imperialism is the McDonald's.
Yeah.
And if he can enter the tabernacle and do that, then literally 2 things. 1, again, the only true religion is Egyptian religion. 2, like, nowhere is safe.
Yeah, well, and then right after that, he goes into the Starbucks and he orders, his double latte, almond milk, 2 pumps of almond extract.
Yeah.
And they ask him what his name is to put on the cup, and he says, the mummy. And they have to write, because he said that.
Yeah.
They have to write that on the cup.
Yeah, so they write mommy on the cup.
Yeah, and then he's like, fucking got my name wrong. And then he like tweets about it. He's like, I went to this Starbucks and I said, like, my name was the mummy, and they wrote mommy on it. And he causes a big scene. But it actually turns out he just took a Sharpie and he like connected the top of the U to make it say mommy.
Anyone, the things people will do for the clout,
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think actually Starbucks was the 7th plague?
Yeah, it's Starbucks, and then it's 2 Princes by the Spin Doctors. I think was after that.
Yeah. Anyways, middle of the movie, like, the idea is the mummy's getting more power. He's approaching immortality.
Yeah.
And all the Don't Wake Imhotep crew is like, I don't believe you woke up Imhotep. That's like our one thing. It's kind of funny. Well, I think we'll get into this after we meander through this plot, through the entirety of the plot. But like, what's his name? Oded Fair, the guy who plays. He actually had a name. Oh, Ardith Bey, like the head of the Don't Wake the Mummy crew.
Yeah,
like is Israeli. Which is kind of strange.
Yeah, that guy's played by an Israeli.
Yeah. Which, again, kind of weird that he's still like, Allah, help us. Like, well, it's like, do you believe? Like, are you Muslim? Because your whole life existence is stopping this mummy from resurrecting. Like, do you is there can you coexist between Islam and ancient Egyptian religion? It just seems anyways, I don't want to get into it. It doesn't make any sense if you actually think about it, but
it's probably trying to do some kind of like Paradise Lost thing where you subsume the lesser deities into like being demons or something, demons of the greater religion, the greater monotheistic religion. But
yeah, that's probably what they thought about when they were making this script.
I just want to point out, it's really interesting to me, like, we're trying to do a summary of this film, and we haven't mentioned Brendan Fraser or Rachel Weisz in like an hour, right? Like, they are, meanwhile, just by the way, those characters are existing and are like progressively falling in love, I guess.
Yeah.
But they don't really seem to actually have any agency over anything that's going on, right?
No,
they're just sort of like, they're there.
Yeah. Yeah. which again, like Brendan Fraser, he like represents America in this situation where he is kind of responsible for the entirety of the problem, but he's like, this is a thing that's just happening to me, and I just want to get away from it, and why is this happening?
Yeah, I can't believe this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like long story short, the Rachel Weisz's character, Evie, she's captured by Emotep because he's like, I'm gonna sacrifice you to bring back my bride, Ankh Tsunamen.
I need like the vessel of a hot lady to become my wife.
Yeah. No ugly broad will do. So Emotep captures Rachel Weisz's character. She's like, but don't kill the American. If you want me to come with you to your city of the dead to do your thing, don't kill the protagonist. So they are like, okay, fine. There's like a zombie thing in this.
Yeah,
I don't think like that was what the
they
plague
don't really,
was like.
The lore is not fully established.
The plague
on that,
was like boils, but I don't know why that means zombies. But the entire population of Cairo
or something, yeah.
The entire population of Cairo are zombies for some reason. Anyways, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Let's go towards the climax of the film. Rachel Weisz's character has been captured by the mummy, by Emotep, to go back to the city of the dead, Hamunaptra, and he's going to resurrect his bride in like her body or something, whatever.
And we really start to get some like late seasons of Game of Thrones fast travel going on at this point. We're suddenly like getting to places that took the entire first half of the movie happen instantly, right?
Yeah. So like they intercept Captain Winston Havelock, who's like a very Imperial Britain, like he's the RAF, he's like a fighter pilot.
I'm the last of the Royal Air Corps still stationed out here, you know. What? Some bloody idiot spilt his drink. All the other laddies died in the sky and were buried in the sand. Good chaps, every one of them, too.
Oh, hey, Winston.
Yeah. Now, you know, O'Connell, ever since the end of the Great War, there hasn't been a single challenge worthy of a man like me.
Yeah, but we all got our little problems today, don't we, Winston?
I just wish I could have chucked it in with the others and gone down and flame in glory instead of sitting around here rotting of boredom and booze. Cheers.
Also, the Great War would have been what, like 5 years ago? This guy is like 70.
Anciently old, yeah. Yeah.
He's a drunkard, but he's apparently the only RAF guy in Egypt. Something. He essentially plays his same character from Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah.
He
flies them over.
He's like, oh, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die gloriously. That's great.
A glorious death.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
He goes into the quicksand.
So essentially, the heroes and the villains, they all meet up back at Hamunaptra for the climax. Emotep tries to bring back his bride. It doesn't go according to plan because the good guys show up, and they also now found the Book of the Living. What is this? Like,
I think they had that from. There's like a black book and a gold book.
Yeah,
and it's like you can use this book to do good shit or whatever.
Yeah, so there's like various mummy battles.
Mummy guys are doing shit, and just people are cavorting around.
I like that they did have a good little mummy battle scene between Brendan Fraser and like the various second tier mummies. It's like, oh, it's called the Mummy. You have to have like almost a slapstick, like silly mummy fight, and they feel like they did a good job. Like arms are being cut off, but then they're still like moving because they're reanimated. So like, that was fun.
Well, and Brendan Fraser, we should say, is very well cast in this movie because he's the perfect level of like, he's kind of hot, but he's like not like distractingly hot, and he's like kind of funny, you know. Yeah. He's like very much this like throwback, like he's this guy that like in 1930 would have been like considered like the peak physical performance, you know, like you might not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Well, he's affable, you know.
Yeah,
he's just like a chill dude that, like is having a good time.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, like people are fucking around. People are cutting up mummies.
Yeah.
The like pseudo resurrected female mummy gets killed somehow.
Yeah, because they use the Book of the Not Dead to be like, you other mummies actually attack the bad mummy, so they kill.
Yeah, they turn the
bride
mummies
again.
against her. And then, like, the big thing, really, can we jump ahead to the money shot?
What is
here? Like,
what is the money shot?
well, like when they like steal his soul.
Oh, the chariots that come on down? Yeah.
There's basically like there's
Spirit
a lot of like
chariots.
physical comedy / fighting to eventually get like because Jonathan's running around with the book and like Rachel Weisz is the one that speaks Egyptian and it's all like, can we get everybody in the same room at the same time? So like Brendan Fraser is just like on distraction duty at this point, and then the two siblings open up the book. She reads the right words, and then like this like weird chariot comes down and like takes away the like I guess the soul of the mummy. And then the mummy's still there, and like at first they're like it didn't work, but then he stabs him and it's like, oh, he died now. Because like he's mortal now.
Yeah. So they've defeated the mummy.
Yes.
But Benny, that dumb piece of shit, he like leans against the self-destruct button for the City of the Dead. So it all starts to, because they're like, well, we can't let them get the riches.
Yeah.
That would, you know, so it
all
like
collapses. Always in these
collapses.
movies.
Yeah, so like they run away, but
Benny
then Benny's
gets fucked
like
up by some scarabs.
right.
Like,
And Benny's like, I'm gonna steal some more gold before I leave, but then he's greedy, so he gets trapped and then killed by scarabs when the city collapses. They all get away. The one character, Ardith Bay, the like don't wake the mummy guy who survived this whole thing. Like was he the one who like put the like gold and shit in their horses to be like, good job?
I guess.
Because they had like various riches as they rode off into the sunset. I thought he put them in.
At this point, I was like, you know.
Yeah. But they get away and they're like, all right, we killed the mummy. We're good. We're heading out.
They ride off into the sunset.
They
Literally.
literally do a ride into the sunset. That's the mummy, everyone.
That's the mummy.
That was such a concise and well-described summary of the plot. We might need to transcribe it and edit the Wikipedia entry because the Wikipedia entry is very succinct, whereas ours is meandering and confusing. And let's we'll put that on the maybe pile. But
listen, if your goal was to listen to this podcast and find out what happens in The Mummy, a movie I haven't watched, we're both glad and sorry you're here.
You don't need to see the movie.
To everyone who's seen The Mummy, we're sorry that we've wasted your time. All right, music break. Ryan Sylvester, go. So my take on this movie, I think, we can get lost in sort of the plot minutia of it, but I think like at its core,
oh, we already did.
Yeah,
go on.
But I think this is a love story, not an adventure movie, but it's a very particular love story. It is a love story between two brands of colonialism: American colonialism and British colonialism, right? This is Rachel Weisz, right?
Yeah.
Is this character who we're like, where do we meet her? In a library.
Yeah.
She's learned. She's organizing the book. She's organizing knowledge, right? And she tells Dr. Bay, right? He's like, why do I even keep you around here? And she's like, I'm the only person who can organize this knowledge, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one in Egypt could do this.
No.
Right? You need this British person who knows how to classify, knows how to taxonomize this knowledge, right? That's like vintage, like Enlightenment British colonialism. Then you have Brendan Fraser, Rick O'Connell, right? Where do we meet him? We meet him in battle, right? Sort of like he's always improvising. but he always kind of figures it out. He's very swashbuckling. He's very seat of the pants. He is viscerally attractive, right? Like Rachel Weisz can't resist him, right? And like I think that longing we get from Rachel Weisz toward Brendan Fraser, right? And toward really the mutual longing, right? Is like they both see in themselves, right? Like this is how the British colonial project that is going to become outmoded with World War II coming, and is already becoming outmoded, particularly in the Middle East, right? With like the fall of the Ottoman Empire and such, right? Like, but you know, this is the way that this can continue, the way the British colonialism can continue, because it is an outmoded project, right? Is through this sort of like this style of violence, this American style of violence that is constantly like absolving itself of actually being violence, right? It's just like, I'm just over here. I just happen to be here with the French Foreign Legion, right? Like, this is how neocolonialism operates in an era of American hegemony, right? Like, America's not necessarily, I mean, it does with the Iraq War, you know, but it's not usually doing like direct intervention, but it is nonetheless the source of like untold amounts of violence and
right,
you know, particularly in 1999 is about to be doing this in the Middle East very specifically, and had been doing it in the Middle East, you know, in the Gulf War, right, like but claiming that what it was doing wasn't colonialism, right? It was just like it was profligating freedom or whatever the fuck. But anyway, that's like kind of my initial read on the film. I don't know what you think.
No, I think that is spot on. And this is always the issue out, even with films like Indiana Jones and all of this, where it's impossible to divorce the kind of entertaining, like, swashbuckler, having adventures through exotic locales is the idea. But, like, those exotic locales pretty consistently are like imperial holdings, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's the same issue like in something like Indiana Jones, where like if you step back, you're like, wow, Temple of Doom, this is really fucking racist. It's like, let's think back on this kind of adventurous time when an American, all these Americans could travel to Egypt and have this adventure, and think of all the fun zenny things that could happen with these folks doing that.
Yeah, and it makes me think in general of the sort of like various Egyptology crazes, right? Like I feel like there was like a much older Egyptology craze, right? Like back like when the original Mummy movie was coming out and stuff, right? But like I feel like even when we were like kids, there was like
I was gonna say even in the 1800s, when you had like you know, Ozymandias, like, oh, they're bringing the Egypt stuff to Britain, we're gonna make poems about it.
Exactly. But like all of these moments of like fascination with ancient Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Constantly rely upon the erasure of any kind of contemporary Egypt. Which we see in this film a lot, right? Like where the contemporary Egyptians are literally made into zombies.
Yes. Not that that's much of a downgrade from how they were presenting them prior to that plague happening. But it's both an erasure of modern Egypt, and also it does what they often do in these situations, which is transplant this concept of Egypt to like a Western understanding.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. Ancient Egypt becomes part of the continuity of Western civilization.
Right. Absolutely.
Like Egypt gives way to Greece. Gives way to Europe. Gives way to America.
Yep. And so again, when we're talking about things like when Egypt became big in the 1800s, when they're like finally digging shit up there because the British have decided they want the Suez Canal, so now they're in Egypt. You know,
wait, you mean they weren't just there out of like a pursuit of human knowledge? Like there were material factors playing into.
No, I don't want to insinuate. I don't want to insinuate that. You know, it was, it's just a happy coincidence. But like even that, like even when you think of like Ozymandias, it's like we don't actually know anything about the context from which Ramses II reigned. We're gonna make this a whole thing about like our context as like empire and like longevity and mortality, and so it's literally taking these ideas of what you're seeing in Egypt and relating it to yourself in a Western context. And so this is like the late 20th century version of that, I feel.
Yeah, no, what you're saying though, I think is like it's kind of like registered in this film via its simultaneous. It kind of has this, trying to use this word carefully, but like schizophrenic relationship to Egypt, where, or maybe like contradictory relationship to Egypt is a better way of saying it, but like where it really wants to be about Egypt, but it is like it doesn't want to be about Egypt at the same time, right? Like it's not willing to cast Egyptian actors because almost that would force it to recognize the fact that Egyptian people exist currently, right? And like have material interests and have like and are part of global capital, right? Instead it's like Egypt has to become this like inert space.
Yeah, Egypt is an idea in this film, and it's an idea of like something you discovered while wandering about the British Museum. you know?
Yeah.
It's that version of Egypt is the only thing that it's the actual geographic location of Egypt is entirely irrelevant.
And
it's
that's
just the idea.
And that is the exact kind of formal move you need to have a swashbuckling adventure, right? Which is like simultaneously what I love about this film and what I hate about this film, right? Because like what I love about this film is it is kind of a throwback to like this kind of like this style of action movie we don't really get anymore. It doesn't feel connected to anything. You don't feel like you need to know a bunch of IP or anything. And it's like, it's kind of this like Scarlet Pimpernel kind of fun, right? But it requires like that kind of, it's almost like a video game style kind of like you're adventuring around and doing things, right?
Right.
To do that, you need a space in which to move that is essentially politically inert. Like you're basically making Egypt into a chessboard, where you can jump around and make your moves. So like it's like as much as like I want to love those parts of the film, it's impossible to separate that from this sort of colonialist logic, I feel like.
Yeah, and the more I think about this film, the more I think about how like it's clearly trying to invoke the nostalgia of films like Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, where you have kind of this historical religious sort of deal, which again, like that film is literally just like, the Lost Ark is a real thing. It says like this religious artifact is just reality, and it's just like accepts that as fact. It seems like it's very much was meant to be like Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark, but made in the 90s. But let's do it with like, let's just assume Egyptian religion is true and it's an adventure set in the recent past that involves that.
Yeah, but I feel like Raiders of the Lost Ark, right? Not to be like just comparing films unfairly or whatever, but I feel like, there's something about Raiders of the Lost Ark where like as much as it's engaging in that same kind of logic, I feel like it also undermines it, partially because it doesn't shy away from depicting the Nazis.
What I would say is like, who is the antagonist of Raiders of the Lost Ark? It's the fucking Nazis and the collaborators with the Nazis, Like, it's not like the Ark or what.
Well, and it's also the fact that, I think it's also the fact that, like, at the end of the film, we get that image. We don't end with a triumphant image, right? We end with that image of the Ark being filed among those endless boxes, right? Which to me is sort of, again, like, kind of formally mediating the way that, like, the Nazi project gets kind of folded into American imperialism, right? It just kind of, like, literally with something like Project Paperclip, but also in a more kind of generalized global capital way.
I don't, and I want to get ahead to like hashtag Build Back Better too much now, but like imagine The Mummy, but where the villain is like Imperial British Egypt.
Exactly. Yeah. Like and that was there. And like instead, Imperial British Egypt exists in this film in the figure of the Air Force guy, who is clear. It's just like this like jolly old guy who didn't get to die well, and then he does, right?
Yeah.
And like this film really needs to take place in the interwar period, because it's like World War One has to be over and World War Two can't have begun because we need to have, again, this like historically sort of blank space of pure kind of like intellectual curiosity and exploration.
Yeah.
So anyway, you know, we have been, you know, giving this film some shit.
You know.
But we like to be constructive on this podcast.
Mhm.
So we want to get to our Build Back Better plan for this film. And do tweet at us with hashtag Build Back Better for how you would like to see The Mummy improved.
Mhm.
And again, I just want to stress, I don't understand why people keep talking about Joe Biden.
It's weird.
And bridges.
It's so weird.
Like, I don't even know what a bridge to me is 8 bars after the second chorus. Like,
True.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're talking about movies here and how to make movies better. Like, just hashtag Build Back Better. Please use it exclusively for the Your Tall Pod.
Jen Psaki, get out of my goddamn DMs. I don't give a fuck. The conversation is over. Sorry, that was a directed message, but yeah, agree.
Yeah.
This is what it's about.
Yeah.
So if you do have, after you've listened to our conversation tonight, if you have suggestions, send it our way. Hashtag Build Back Better.
Yeah, don't DM us. We don't read those.
Yeah, Jen.
So Ethan, what is your idea for how we could make The Mummy better? How we could build The Mummy back better.
Yeah. So this is a pretty straightforward one to me. My solution is, it's been a while since the Mummy series, Tom Cruise, like not the fake Mummy series, but like this Mummy series has been on the big screen. And I think like people have a hankering for this sort of film on the silver screen these days. So my suggestion is, don't change the script. Do the same script, but like current Brendan Fraser. And I want to clarify, he should not train for the film. It's not like the like Marvel routine where you like work out and get all like creepily muscular. You take all we all know what's happening. Like he should do it like with no training, because he'd be so relatable.
Yeah. And so much more like the actual people that did colonialism also.
Yes. Yeah. So it should be the same film, but with like 53-year-old Brendan Fraser. And I think that would be really dope. I mean, it can be everyone else. Like Rachel Weisz can come back too. Like, but the requirement is it needs to be present day Brendan Fraser reprising his role. Not in a reboot in the sense that it's a different story. Use the same script because you've got it. It's in cold storage. You can use that. Bring him back. Do it again. We have a short memory span. No one would even know. And then you can start a whole new franchise. That's my suggestion.
So, you know, in your suggestion, I heard like some shade being thrown at the Tom Cruise Mummy from 2017. Which I don't really appreciate, because I actually think the problem with the 2017 Mummy was it didn't have enough Tom Cruise. So what I actually think this movie needs is some kind of like Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor action going on. So I think this film should be remade, but every character is played by Tom Cruise.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good idea.
Yeah. Because I just don't know, you know, there's a lot of running in this movie, and I don't know anyone that runs as well as Tom. And
there's also like very few like love interest stories that I feel are as genuine and compelling as like Tom Cruise to Tom Cruise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you would really get into some like interesting like Scientology, multiple lives stuff.
Right.
So I would just say, like cast everyone as Tom Cruise, except I would still like the Mummy to be played by a South African person.
Yeah.
Whoever you can get.
Yeah. Like the most Tom Cruise-y South African, there's a lot.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot.
You have your choice. You have your choice.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm excited. I feel excited for Hollywood that they have those ideas now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's really gonna push the Mummy 4 or whatever it is to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
When we have present day Brendan Fraser and Tom Cruise.
Wow.
What if Brendan Fraser plays the Mummy? What a switcheroo that would
Wow.
be. You know? And then Tom Cruise plays everybody else?
Yeah.
I could get into that.
Yeah. I'd accept that.
But anyway, you know, the time always comes. It's always a sad. It's a melancholic time when we have to bid farewell to a film.
Mm-hmm.
But we try to bid farewell to the film in a respectful fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time to get to the brass tacks of what did we think of this film?
Mm-hmm.
And it's time to dole out the Shia LaBeoufs. Ethan, where are you at with The Mummy, 1999?
Yeah, I've thought long and hard about this, both of them.
Yeah.
I think that if I had to whittle it down, I'm gonna give this film 2 lotus flowers and a frog hieroglyph.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a Shia LaBeouf hieroglyph, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think like I want to give it the extra lotus flower.
Yeah.
You know?
Were you thinking of giving it the little bird?
It almost got there, you know, but I think honestly, if I give it the bird, there's no chance that isn't going to be chiseled out in future generations, you know, when like various revolutions happen, like that's going to be chiseled out. So like, why fool myself now?
Why open yourself up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that like I have the safe pick with mine, and so yeah, I think that's where I'm going for.
It's good to have a safe pick, you know. I'm glad that you have a safe pick because I'm just tired of people coming at me at this point. You know, because I came out, you know, I was anticipating the episode a little bit, and I told the internet, I was like, you know, I'm giving this movie like 2.5 Shia LaBeoufs.
Dumb
and
piece
people
of
like
shit.
fucking like people were banging on my door. Like,
Yeah.
how did you give it so few? Everyone's hot in this movie. People kept telling me, you know. And you know, it's like makes me really afraid to even have my opinions out there at this point. But I have now I've thought more about it. I've thought about the critiques I've received, and I feel like I actually have to give it 1 Shia LaBeouf.
Wow.
But it is a rock solid Shia LaBeouf.
Ooh.
It is like a sculpted marble seeming svelte Shia LaBeouf that you see in the distance, and then you approach it and you give it a big hug. It turns out that Shia LaBeouf is made of sand.
Wow.
And it just like falls apart in your hands.
Wow.
And then Desert Rose by Sting starts playing.
Wow.
And that's where I land on it. And if you disagree with me, you can go to hell.
Yeah. Take that, Percy Shelley.
You're goddamn right.
Piece of shit.
Well, thank you all for listening.
And you know, fuck, what's his name? Jack Frost. No.
Robert Frost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck.
You have to. That's a great idea. You do have to execute it properly.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well,
and you know what? Fuck Robert Frost too. Two roads diverged, and that piece of shit took like literally the most traveled road.
Yeah. And then we had, every time I graduated from college, someone has to tell me about that for the 5th time.
Yeah.
You know, like.
I've got a road I'd like you to take. I'm holding it up right now.
Yeah.
Do you see it, Devin? Do you see what the road is?
Yeah. It's a middle finger.
Yep.
So thank you all for listening to Your Tall But I'm Standing in Front of You. You can follow us on Twitter at YourTallPod. You can follow Ethan at Mathesippi or me at Stale Cooper. If you know what you'd like us to talk about next, email us at yourtallpod@gmail.com or DM us on Twitter.
We've got 100% response to requests at this point. So
it literally is. It was like one guy saying, "Do Demolition Man."
But when you say it like that, it doesn't sound as impressive. I'm just saying, Literally, we have never let down a fan request.
Yeah. And like, if there's someone you want us to bring on, let us know.
Yeah.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Tell them to come on the pod. People with more Twitter followers than us come on the pod. All right. See you later, Starfighters.
What? Cool. Dope. That was dope, dude.
Just seemed like a cool thing to say.